For the past month, I've been testing out 4 different watch collections by the Delhi Watch Company and I have come to a conclusion. If I break it down, Delhi Watch Company, 3 words. Delhi is a place where I've lived and have a lot of memories. Watches are something that I'm passionate about. Why would I make a YouTube channel otherwise? And as far as this company is concerned, let's find out. There are different kinds of watch brands in terms of scale, like the Swatch Group is a conglomerate, Rolex is a private company, H. Moser & C is a family-owned business that makes only 3,000 watches a year. Likewise, Delhi Watch Company or DWC is a micro watch brand, which means that they are an independent watch company whose focus is to provide more affordable than luxury. They make watches in small quantities and mostly in limited editions, which is one of the reasons why their collections are often sold out. Now I have 4 watches with me, a pilot, a diver, a dress and a chronograph. काफी variety hai. So let's dive deep one by one. And since we are on the topic of diving, why not start with a diver's watch? As the name suggests, diver's watches are made primarily for divers, but there has been a spike in the demand for diver's watches for quite some time. The high intensity of the lume, 200 meters of water resistance, rotating bezel and big dial size makes you stand out in the crowd. The funny thing is, 99% of owners never dip their watches in water. For me, I don't even know how to swim. Diver's watches were made big with dial sizes of 42 to 44 mm so that they are super legible inside water. But when it comes to everyday use, they are a little chunky. DWC Havelock has nailed the dial size with this. A 38 mm diver's watch dial makes it super versatile to be worn anywhere. I'm sure most of you are not divers, and so all you need is the features but in a smaller dial, and this fits smoothly onto your wrist. For those of you who don't know, Havelock is an island in the Andaman which is famous for its dive spots. The shape of the island can be seen on the case back along with the ocean waves as well as on the crown. Let's quickly see the specifications of this watch. It has a 38 mm dial size, 200 meter of water resistance, sapphire crystal, Seiko NH35A movement, 41 hours of power reserve, and unidirectional bezel with 120 clicks and a screw down crown. It comes with a silicone strap which is very comfortable, a stainless steel case and a number imprinted on the back side as there are limited pieces only. The circular R markers are placed on a ring that is fully coated with lume, and not only the dial but the bezel also has lume in it. DWC Havelock comes in 2 color options, black and blue. Now what I love about this watch is its versatility. I can wear this anywhere, to the office, while traveling or riding my bike. This one fits extremely in almost all scenarios. ये तो हो गई सारी अच्छी बातें, but if I have to pick something that can be improved, it will be the outer bezel and the crown. As I said, diver's watches are big for a reason. So if you want a compact version, you will have to compromise on certain things. One of which is that the bezel is hard to grip and rotate. And the second is the crown, which is tough to unscrew if you have thick fingers, as it also has crown guards for safety. These are not deal breakers, but something that I felt while using. This is the most recent launch by the DWC. The Heritage collection is about elegance, simplicity, aesthetics along with functionality. If I have to define it from a dress watch point of view, it ticks almost all the boxes. It has a simple clean dial with Breguet style Arabic R markers. If you don't know Breguet, they are a Swiss luxury watch brand that makes some of the most beautiful watches to ever exist. I like how the dial is minimal with the branding of DWC Heritage at 12 o'clock and automatic at 6. 2 things that I absolutely love about the dial are that there is no date window and the concentric rings. If you carefully look at it, the hour hand is the radius of the inner circle and the minute hand is the radius of the outer circle. The case diameter is just 37.5 mm with a lug-to-lug distance of 44 mm, so it can slide easily under the cuff of your sleeve. It features a traditional look, a round case, a fluted bezel, grooves on the side and an onion-shaped crown. The dial color options are black, white and green along with silver or gold color bezels, which is a classic style for a dress watch. It also has a Seiko NH35A movement with 41 hours of power reserve. You can see the movement as it has an exhibition case back. There is a DWC logo on the leather strap and a brand name on the buckle. Sapphire crystal and 100 meters of water resistance gives you a sports watch inside with a dress look outside. Let's quickly go through the things that I don't like. I feel the silver bezel would be better for me. It's very hard to pull off a gold colored bezel. I don't think I can, just a personal preference. Secondly, the screw down crown is odd in a dress watch because when you pull the crown to the farthest position, it should not be ideally too far out, which in this case it is. The strap quality is good, but I feel it can be better. Let me be a little frank. Before I received these 4 watches, I already decided in my mind that I was not going to like Vayu. I have seen the pictures on the internet and I didn't find them appealing. Then I unboxed it. It was okay. I found a note on how this watch is a tribute to the Golden Arrows Squadron and the effort they put into the Kargil War. Amazing story, but that's not my story. Mine started when I removed the links and finally put it on my wrist, and it changed all my notions. The size is 40 mm, which is more than average for my wrist, but it felt perfect. You can check the wrist presence on my last video. One of the things I want to add here is that no watch is perfect. What matters is how it makes you feel. Vayu felt amazingly comfortable. I like a clean pilot watch. It makes for great daily wear with high legibility. Coming on to the specifications, it has a 40 mm case dial, sapphire crystal and 100 meters of water resistance with the same NH35A movement. The one I have here is with an oyster bracelet with quick release. On the back, you find a signage of the MiG fighter planes over the mountains, which is a nice touch to the story. Roundel insignia of the Indian Air Force is visible at the 6 o'clock marker. At 3 o'clock, you have a date window on the left and a screw down crown on the right with an engraving of a jet plane. I would really recommend this watch to people who want a clear, classy dial and a fairly good wrist presence, and of course with a little touch of Indian history. Last but not the least is the DWC Devanagari Mecaquartz, which means it's a combination of mechanical and quartz movement, a sort of hybrid. How does it work? Well, it has a battery like a normal quartz watch. The hands are powered by the quartz movement, but when you start the chronograph feature, the second hand moves like a mechanical watch. But why do we do this? See, a normal quartz chrono will tick once per second. Thus, you can measure time like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, etc. Whole numbers. But a mechanical chrono takes 1/5 of a second. So you can measure time such as 5.2 seconds, 8.8 seconds, etc. etc. The accuracy of your measurement suddenly goes up. Now coming to the specifications, it is powered by a VK64 Mecaquartz movement, 43 mm of case diameter with 2 sub-dials giving it the panda look. These type of dials are called panda dials because of the sub-dials look like 2 eyes of a panda. It has push and pull crown with 2 buttons for the chrono hands. Press the button at 2 to start the chrono and press again to stop. If you want to reset, press the button at 4 o'clock. The max time chrono can measure is 60 minutes, which is done by the sub-dial at 9. The other one on the right is a 24-hour sub-dial. You have a date window as well at 6 o'clock. Coming to the aesthetics of this watch, I showed this to few of my colleagues and they loved it. It is very hard for anyone to not like a panda dial. The watch looks amazing with Devanagari font, sunburst dial, tachymeter bezel and a solid finish. The leather strap comes with a quick release, so I would probably put a bracelet and add that serious look to the watch. I personally feel that a bracelet will accentuate the wrist presence of this watch. The only thing which I don't like is the 43 mm dial size. I can't pull this off on my wrist, but for those who can, it's a bang for a buck at just around 4,000 rupees. I don't think you'll regret it. Also, let me know if you want a video on how to use the tachymeter bezel. That was it. I will continue to wear some of these watches to explore more. My top 2 picks would be the Vayu and the Havelock. Meanwhile, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Also, don't forget to like the video and share it with the people who are planning to buy a DWC watch. And if you haven't subscribed, you know where the button is. मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में.